Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. On behalf of travelprofessionalnews.com, findahostTravelAgency.com, and homebasedtravelagency.com, my name is Andy Ogg, and we are excited to have you here. Today, we are joined in discussing of how to market and sell Turks and Caicos villas and earn top commissions. I am so excited to welcome Rental Escapes to this virtual stage today. Our speaker today is Willie Fernandez. His experience in the travel industry spans more than 30 years across the cruise, hotel, vacation, and villa industries. He is also an accomplished and award-winning digital marketer who has transformed some of the industry's most recognized brands. As CMO, he is responsible for Rental Escape's brand strategy and marketing initiatives. He also oversees the agency relations and product teams who, I'm sorry, I lost my spot, who work with our travel advisor partners and villa suppliers. When he is not at his desk, you can usually find him competing nationally in the bass fishing circuit. He also enjoys spending time with his family and traveling around the globe. Please remember that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time in the question area you see on the right-hand side of your screen. When the presentation is over, we will take as many questions as we have time for. And let's get this thing started. Let's hand it over to Willie. And again, thank you all for being here again.
Andy, thank you so much for that introduction, and good afternoon to all of our amazing travel advisors who are with us today on this webinar. I am Willie Fernandez. I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Rental Escapes, and today I have the privilege of bringing you to one of my very favorite destinations, the Turks and Caicos. In fact, over the summer, it became my children's favorite destination when I took them down there for vacation. Today, I'm going to bring you onto the island. I'm also going to highlight Rental Escapes and really what makes us one of the premier villa partners in the industry. And I will also share with you some tips and tricks to marketing and selling villas, not only in the Turks, but around the globe. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I will be taking questions at the end. I will be leaving time at the end for questions. So if there's something I did not cover during the webinar, I will be happy to answer those questions at the end. If we do run out of time, I know Andy and the amazing team are going to send me those questions and I will get them answered for you. So Rental Escapes. So we have been in the luxury villa space now for a little bit over 12 years. And as I mentioned, we are one of the leading luxury villa wholesalers globally. But when you think of us, I don't want you to think of us as just a villa rental company. We are much more than that. In fact, what I say is we are a company that prides itself in creating very personalized villa experiences. So how do we do that? Well, first and foremost, it starts with our portfolio of villas. Our portfolio of villas today is a little bit more than 5,000 properties. Online, we have about 4,300. We have a little bit over 700 that we keep unpublished due to the exclusive nature of that villa. But every villa in our portfolio has been fully vetted and inspected by us. Nothing makes it into the portfolio if we have not taken a look at that property. I spend a good percentage of my time on the road. As I mentioned, I was in the Turks and Caicos earlier in the summer. Last week, I was in the Dominican Republic. Later on this year, I will be in Europe looking at inventory as well. But everything is fully vetted and inspected. The portfolio today is anything from a 1-bedroom to our largest villa now being a 31-bedroom. And we also have private islands as well. Our starting rate for the villas will start at about $500 per night, and it will go up to as much as $150,000 per night. So we have villas of all sizes and we have villas for all budget types. When we go into a destination to look at villas, one of the things that we understand is luxury means something different to everyone. So as a result, we cast a wide net in ensuring that we are bringing on enough villas in that portfolio so that a guest with a smaller luxury budget has inventory, or a guest with a high luxury budget has inventory. So I can assure you, in the portfolio, we have a villa for your clients. When you work with us, you're going to work with a highly trained and highly traveled team of villa specialists. Now, by design, the Rental Escapes website does not offer online booking. That's because what we do is very high touch. It is very personal. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to get to know the purpose of your client's trip. Is it vacation? Is it a wedding? Do they want to go play pickleball? Do they want to play golf? Is it an executive team meeting? Is it a board meeting? Is it a couples retreat with a therapist? Anything and everything that you can share with us, your villa specialist is going to go back and look to see what's available within all of the details that you've provided: number of guests, the number of bedrooms, budget type, they want staff, they don't want staff, and then we are going to come back to you with 3, 4, or 5 great options that we believe are ideal for your clients. Once the villa reservation is booked, at about 4 months prior to your guest arrival, we will introduce you to your guest experience concierge. That concierge is going to work with you in arranging all of the in-villa services and all of the in-destination experiences that your clients are looking for as part of the vacation. I'm going to talk a little bit more about concierge in just a little bit, but the easiest way to think about that team is if your clients can dream of it, we will create it. For us, no is not an option. We are available 24/7, so regardless of where your clients are around the world, we are available to them. In their final itinerary, in their documents, we do provide them with a telephone number that they can contact us, as well as an email, and we will be available to assist them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do pay a 10% commission guaranteed on every villa booking, and throughout the year, we also do bonus commissions and bonus promotion opportunities. In fact, I'm very happy to say that for the month of September, for every villa booking that is made September 1st through September 30th, that travels by December 31st, 2025, we are going to provide you with an Amazon gift card up to $2,500. Again, you're not limited to one Amazon gift card. Again, it is a per booking. So if you make 3 bookings, you would get 3 gift cards. The value of the card is dependent on the value of the villa booking. It is tiered. We also charge no booking fees. Many of our competitors and some of the do-it-yourself sites have all sorts of booking fees. We do not charge booking fees. Lastly, and most importantly, as a former travel advisor myself, our founders and myself wanted to continue to give back to you for the tremendous level of support that you provide Rental Escapes each and every day. And we wanted to do that by providing you with your own villa vacations, your own complimentary villa vacations. So we launched the Rental Escapes Rewards Program. And with that rewards program, for every dollar that you book with us, you earn points. Those points will never expire. They will stay in your account until you are ready to use them. Once you are ready to use them, you can cash in your points towards free villa stays. If you've got, let's say, $10,000 worth of points and it's a $6,000 villa vacation, just cash in $6,000 worth of points and the other $4,000 will stay in your account. If it's a $20,000 trip, you can cash in those $10,000 in points, and then you would just have to come out of pocket for the difference. But again, these points are there for you to use. We want to make sure that you are able to enjoy the exact same villas that you send your clients to. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of villas and some of the things that we look for when we go into the destinations. So first and foremost, it starts with the 3 C's: comfort, convenience, and cleanliness. So when we go into the villas, we are looking to ensure that the villas provide all of the comforts and conveniences of home with a very nice luxury touch. We look to ensure that the villas have breathtaking views wherever possible. We are looking for plenty of space, open floor plans for friends and families and loved ones to be able to gather both in the villa as well as out in the pool deck as well. We are looking for plenty of spaces where are large spaces where they can dine outdoors, maybe enjoy a sunrise breakfast or a sunset dinner. We are looking to ensure that the villa has a private pool. I want to say about close to 95% of all of our villas do have pools. We do have a selection of properties that do not have pools. For instance, we have some 15th and 16th century villas in Europe. We have some castles where the owners have decided to maintain the overall integrity of the property and not add a pool. We have some villas that have been built on the side of a cliff and there's just no way to build a pool. We look for comfortable furniture. We look for great bedding. We look for great linens. We look for great bathroom amenities. One thing that I look for is great towels. I love a towel that dries very well. We also look to make sure that every property has high-speed internet and Wi-Fi. We look for cable TV, satellite TV. Now we're even looking for smart TVs or TVs that have streaming devices like an Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku or an Apple TV or a Chromecast. We know clients nowadays enjoy their streaming services and they want to have the ability to stream those services. We make sure that prior to your client's arrival into the villa, that every villa is thoroughly cleaned. When the villa is staffed with housekeeping, that housekeeper or housekeepers, depending on the size of the property, are cleaning the property throughout your client's stay. On the Rental Escapes website, we will detail for you if that property has housekeeping and the frequency of that housekeeping. Sometimes the housekeeping is round the clock, sometimes it's a morning clean, sometimes it's an evening clean, sometimes it's a midweek clean, but the website will detail for you exactly what that schedule is. Now, in an instance to where there is no housekeeping while your clients are there, if they want to add housekeeping, you can work with our guest experience team and we can add the housekeeping. And we would let you know what the cost is for that housekeeping. We look to ensure that the villas provide as much privacy and security as possible. We go in looking to make sure that the villas are not stacked up against one another, that there's plenty of space between them. We don't want the guests to feel that their privacy is being, invaded by, let's say neighbors. In an instance where we need to create privacy, we have been known to create privacy. In fact, we had a VIP traveling to a destination where the property backed up to a golf course, and they were concerned that the golfers were going to recognize them and their family. So one of the things that we did is we ordered 85 potted, 10-foot tall potted bamboo plants, and we lined the back fence of the pool area, creating a privacy screen, and then they were able to go out there and enjoy the pool area with their friends and families and loved ones and have that added sense of privacy. Many of our villas are located within gated communities. In fact, when I was just down in the Dominican Republic, and even when I was in the Turks, both of the villas that I stayed in were within gated communities, and both of them had night watchmen patrolling the grounds as well. In Jamaica, the tourism board requires that every villa have a night watchman from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Now, in an instance where your clients may want added security, again, you can work with our guest experience team and we can add additional security as well. The number one request that we get is for staffed villas. Many of our villas do come with staff, and even more come fully staffed. A fully staffed villa will come with either a chef or a cook, and the difference between the chef and the cook is going to be the level of training that that individual has received. It will come with a butler. It will come with a housekeeper, sometimes even two housekeepers. It would come with a laundress. And the laundress is great because when your clients are returning home from a 7-night trip to one of the villas, they're actually coming home with a suitcase full of clean clothes. The laundress has washed their clothes, folded their clothes, and even in some cases, if your clients would like, they will even help them pack their bags. Villas, as I mentioned in Jamaica, they will come with a night watchman. Some villas will come with a gardener that will also double back as a pool attendant. We have villas that come with car and drivers. We also have villas that come with their own boat captain and yachts as well. Many of the villas do not come with staff, but if your clients would like to add staff, again, you can work with our guest experience team and we can add the staff. So if your clients are going into a villa that there is no staff, but they want to have a chef for an anniversary dinner or a birthday dinner, we can arrange that chef. We can take into consideration any special cuisines that your clients are looking for, any dietary restrictions, any allergies. We would communicate all of that to the chef, and we would also let you know what the cost is for that chef. Villas provide tremendous value, and throughout the presentation, I'm going to call it out. But when you are presenting villas to your clients, do not present the villa on a nightly rate or on a total cost rate, but rather break it down to a per bedroom cost, much in the same way that you would do for a hotel or a resort. I can tell you that many a times when you present it on a nightly rate, your client will say, that's just too much, or it's outside of my budget. And they're forgetting that it's 12 of them that are traveling, that it's a 6-bedroom property. And I will show you throughout the villas that when you break it down to a nightly rate, there's tremendous value in those properties, oftentimes much more value than staying at a hotel or even a resort. Here's a sampling of many of the destinations that we cover. As I mentioned, we are over 160 destinations on 4 continents. The largest concentration of the villas is in the Caribbean. About 50% are in the Caribbean. Minimum night stays in the Caribbean are anywhere from 3 to 7 nights. During the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, you would have 10, 12, and even 14 night minimum night stays. But today, I'm going to bring you to one of my favorite destinations, the Turks and Caicos. So the Turks and Caicos is a small chain of islands. I know many of the cruise ships go over to Grand Turk. Our villas, for the most part, are located on Providenciales. I am based here in Orlando. I will tell you Southwest here from Orlando flies in about an hour and 30-minute flight. When I was down there this summer, the cost of my airfare was about $460 per ticket. So very, very affordable to get down to the Turks and Caicos. There you will see from some of the major gateways where you can get nonstop flights straight into Providenciales, and just the fact that it's a hop, skip, and a jump to the island. Let's take a look at some villas. So this is Triton, and the villas for the most part are located in 3 core areas on the island. You've got Long Bay, Grace Bay, and then you've got the North Shore area. My favorite of all the areas is Grace Bay. It's also where I chose to stay, and I'll actually show you the property that I stayed at because I've got it here on the webinar, because it is a much calmer side. There's also no jet skis or boat traffic per se on that side. Because that the entire Grace Bay side is a protected area by the government. So there's no fishing, there's no jet skiing, and the water is just crystal clear. Long Bay is equally as beautiful, but Long Bay tends to get windy, and that's where you tend to find a lot more of the kite boarders and the jet skis out there. But this is Triton over in Long Bay. This is a beautiful 11-bedroom property. It will sleep 24 guests comfortably. And one of the things that I love about this property is that it has 2 pools. And the owner, when he built the house with the 2 pools, his thought was as the sun moves, the guests can move with the sun. So in the morning, you would be in the forward-facing pool. And then in the afternoon, if you still wanted to stay out in the pool, you would just have to move to the back pool. It is direct beach access. If your clients want to go jet skiing or if they want to go on a boat, they don't have to go anywhere. They do not have to get in a car and go to a marina. In fact, we will bring them the boat right to the villa to pick them up. We will have the jet skis delivered right behind the villa. We arrange all of that through our guest experience team. This is Hawksbill. This is one of my favorite properties. This is an 11-bedroom, but it can be rented as a 5, 6, 8, or 11 bedrooms. Now, you will pay a reduced rate when you rent the home with fewer bedrooms. What's important to note is that you are still renting the whole home. So even though it's an 11-bedroom property, if you were only to rent the property for 5 bedrooms, that does not mean that the owner's going to go and rent the other 6 bedrooms to another family or another group. You are still renting the whole home. You're just going to pay a reduced rate because you're not occupying all of the bedrooms. The staff is not going to have to tend to 24 guests, but rather, let's say, to 10 guests. So the owner takes that into consideration, and you will pay a lesser rate. But again, this is a beautiful 11-bedroom property over on Grace Bay Beach. This is Villa Imara. This is a very special property and one that I love to frequent. And actually, I'm going to back up this video for 1 second. I'm going to pause. Oh, hold on, bear with me, guys. So I paused it for a reason. And the reason that this property is so special is this particular villa was owned by Prince. And if you notice, the driveway and the tennis court are purple. And when his estate sold this property, the owner made the decision during the entire renovation to leave the driveway and the tennis court purple and intact. Why did he do that? Well, he learned that that is where the song Purple Rain was written. And he wanted to maintain the history and the uniqueness of that song by remembering it with that driveway and the tennis court. Now, this is a beautiful 17-bedroom property. It's over on the Turtle Tail side. It sits pretty much on its own on this private cove. It does sleep 34 guests comfortably. I will tell you, it is one of the most incredible experiences on the island. It is one of the most unique houses that I have been in the Turks and Caicos. The views from this property are just unbelievable. This is Pearl Estate. This is one of 3 properties on the estate. This is Pearls East. You have the main Pearls Villa, you have Pearls East, and you have Pearls West. And you can rent all 3 on the entire estate, on the entire compound, and you're going to have about 24 bedrooms. We do get very large groups that will rent all 3 of these properties and just have their own private estate. These particular properties are also on Long Bay. In fact, they are neighbors to Triton. This particular property is an 8-bedroom. Beach Enclave, this is over on the North Shore. This is a 5-bedroom property. All of the Beach Enclave properties do come with a butler. They also come with water toys, non-motorized water toys like kayaks, paddle boards, snorkeling equipment, etc. Now, when I went down to the Turks, this was the property that I stayed in. This is a beautiful 5-bedroom property right on the beach over on the Grace Bay side. Our butler, Agus, I will tell you, was absolutely sensational. One of the nights we also had a chef just to celebrate an incredible week that we had been there. I will tell you that chef took into consideration some of the dietary restrictions that I have, some of the allergies that my children have, and was able to prepare just an incredible, incredible meal for us on that very last night. I also did a little boating when I was there, and the boat actually came right behind the property and picked us up. This is the 4-bedroom over on Long Bay. So again, you've taken a look at everything from a 4-bedroom to a 17-bedroom. So as I mentioned earlier, we have villas of all sizes for all budget types, but this is a 4-bedroom over on Long Bay. This is La Dolce Vita. This is a gorgeous 9-bedroom property. This property, like Amara, like Hawksbill, like Triton, is fully staffed as well. This is a gorgeous 9-bedroom property. Now, Villa Awa is one that holds a very special place to me in my heart. I've stayed at Awa countless number of times, and I've stayed there because of Chef Juita. Chef Julita, in my opinion, is the finest chef on the island. She is from Malaysia. And I'll never forget the first time I walked into her kitchen. She was preparing fresh spring rolls. She had julienned all of the vegetables. She was rolling out all of the phyllo dough, and she was making vegetarian or vegetable spring rolls. She had also sent the butler to go get fresh shrimp. She had sent the gardener to knock down some coconuts from the coconut tree. And in the kitchen, she was shaving the coconut and making us fresh coconut shrimp. She also makes an unbelievable mango salad that during my time there, I literally have it every day that I am there because it is just unbelievable. Right next to Awa, you have Villa Sentosa. I don't have it in the presentation, but in the portfolio, when we need to combine 2, 3, 4 houses, let's say for very large groups, we know what villas are next to each other or maybe even across the street from each other. So we will assist you in recommending 2 properties next door to each other, 3 properties next door to each other, properties that are across the street from one another when you have the large groups. So for instance, Awa and Sentosa are right next door to each other. And between the 2 properties, you would be able to accommodate 13 bedrooms. And they're both beachfront right on Grace Bay Beach. This is Coral Pavilion just down the street from Awa, also on Grace Bay Beach. This is a beautiful 5-bedroom property right on the beach, also fully staffed. This is Emerald Bay over in the Turtle Tail area, not that far down from Imara. This is a beautiful 7-bedroom property, and as you saw, they've got like the sea kayaks that are out there. They've got plenty of water activities. When you're getting requests from families heading down to the Turks, looking to stay at one of the all-inclusives that is down there like beaches, or looking to stay at the Ritz-Carlton or another resort, consider the villa as an option. You as the travel advisor, you as a travel expert, your clients are going to listen to you. And when you take the cost of that villa and you break it down to a per bedroom cost, and you include the fact that it is fully staffed, including the chef, when you consider the fact that, unlike staying at one of the hotels or one of the resorts, your clients are not going to have to wake up extra early to reserve a pool chair or reserve a beach chair. That if they're traveling with small children, when the children need to take a nap, someone's going to have to go back up to the room and lose valuable time with friends and families and loved ones down at the beach or down at the pool area. Whereas here, you can just bring them right into the villa, put them down for a nap, and the staff can watch them, and then your clients can return right back down to the beach. Or when you explain that to your clients, it really starts to click for them, and they go, "I'm interested. Tell me more." But again, break it down to that per bedroom cost. This is Vision Beach over on Grace Bay. This is a beautiful 5-bedroom property, also fully staffed. And much of what I'm showing you, I want to say the majority of all of the properties that we have in the Turks and Caicos are all beachfront. We do have some that are not beachfront. This is Silver Sands. This is an 8-bedroom. And I'll tell you, in the Turks, we tend to see the majority of the homes being booked anywhere from 5 to 8 bedrooms. We do see the larger homes being booked. We do have some smaller homes like 2 bedrooms. We even have some resort properties as well. And again, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, what's important about all of these villas is that someone has taken the time to fully vet and inspect these villas. I was just down in the Turks and Caicos in July. Not only did I stay in one of the villas, but I also spent a couple of days touring and taking a look at many of the villas that we have in our portfolio that were open and did not have guests in them. This is Tip of the Tail. This particular property I love. It's down there by Imara also in Emerald Bay. But the staff here, the one time that I stayed there, they really spoiled me. And I think I have the picture, and I'm going to pause it. Yep, there it is. Hold on, let me pause it. But rather than having me come inside for lunch, they actually set up a table and chairs right in the ocean for me. And they brought me just a delicious lunch right there to the ocean. I did not have to go inside. I did not have to towel off. They just created such an unbelievable experience right in the water. Again, like you saw with Amara and just like you saw with Emerald Bay as well, this sits on its own little private cove where the owner has brought in a tremendous amount of sand and just really elevated the overall beach experience for guests staying at the property. This is Saving Grace over on Grace Bay Beach. This is a 5-bedroom property. Now, Andy, I'm going to ask you at the end which one was your favorite? We've got Cielo, which is over in Chalk Sound, very modern property. Again, a little bit on the smaller side. This is a 4-bedroom.
I'm sorry, Willie. And yes, I'm paying attention to this whole thing, planning my next family vacation. I just mute myself so you guys don't hear me drinking water in the background. I apologize for the delay.
No problem, no problem. So let's talk a little bit about concierge and just the overall guest experience. So we as a company, we pride ourselves in really creating highly personalized villa experiences for your clients. Like the villas all being fully vetted and inspected, so is all of the service providers that we work with, not only in the Turks and Caicos, but all around the globe. We vet these individuals, these companies. We also experience these companies. I will tell you, when I was down in the Turks and Caicos, I had our guest experience team arrange my ground transportation. I had them arrange the chef. I had them arrange the boat company. And these are the exact same companies that we recommend for you and your clients. Now, when they arrange this, they do not tell the companies who I am and what I do and the purpose of my trip and why I'm using their particular service. I want to see when that car and driver is picking me up at the airport, is he on time or she on time? Is the car clean inside and out? Are they driving safely? The boat, same thing. Am I being picked up on time? What is the experience? Where are they taking me? So everything is fully vetted. These are companies that we have worked with for years, whether it's a masseuse, whether it's a babysitter, whether it's a private jet or a private yacht company, whether it's a company that does fireworks or does a petting zoo. Everyone that we work with has been fully vetted by us, and many a times we experience them. As I mentioned earlier on, if your clients can dream of it, we will create it. At about 4 months prior to your client's arrival, you will be introduced to your guest experience concierge. That is the person that you will work with. Let's say you're booking one of the Turks and Caicos villas that has staff. We will work with you in arranging the pre-stocking of the villas, and I'll talk about food in just a second. We do have menus, we have chef menus, we have grocery lists. We will communicate any dietary needs, any restrictions. We will communicate any special occasions. We can arrange masseuses, we can arrange yoga instructors and personal trainers if the property has a gym. Anything and everything that your clients can think of, we will arrange. One of the things that I highly recommend, and I'm going to recommend this when you're arriving into the Turks and Caicos and not when you are leaving the Turks and Caicos. And again, this comes from experience. But when you are arriving into the Turks and Caicos, I highly recommend that you work with a guest experience team in arranging the fast track service. When we got off the aircraft, and we walked into the main terminal, they were expecting us, they greeted us, and they took us into the fast track lane. That fast track lane, there was one other family in front of us. We got through customs and immigration in under 10 minutes. If you do not use the fast track service, you will be in line for well over an hour to an hour and a half. When we arrived, there was 2 other aircrafts that were there aside from ours, meaning there was 3 aircrafts of individuals going through customs and immigration. we literally went through customs and immigration in less than 10 minutes. So it's a service I highly recommend. I want to say the service is like $100 or $125 per person, but it is well worth it because your clients will get off the trip. They will start their vacation quickly. They will get in the cars and they will be on their way to the villas where the staff will be waiting for them with lunch or dinner, cocktails. And it is just a great way to start your experience with something that I highly, highly recommend. So working with us is very straightforward. It's going to start with an inquiry. As I mentioned, there's no online booking, and the more information that you can provide us, provide the villa specialist, the better. How many guests are traveling? The ages of the guests. What is their budget? Do they want a villa with staff, without staff? Do they want to be on the beach or not on the beach? Is there a special occasion? What is the purpose of the trip? Anything and everything that you can provide, we're going to take that into consideration when providing you with villa quotes and villa options. We are going to provide you with some very detailed quotes for all of the properties. We will give you the cost of the villa. We will include taxes and fees. It will include a 10% commission. So all the rates that you see on our website do include a 10% commission. We will also include the payment terms and the cancellation terms. Payment terms and cancellation terms, they do vary. They're established by the owners. But as a rule of thumb, what I want to say is deposits are generally about 50% upfront, with the balance being due anywhere from 60 to 120 days out. Cancellation terms also will vary. The strictest of the cancellation terms will be during the Christmas and New Year's. Typically, the owners will establish a non-refundable policy for Christmas and New Year's bookings. Once your clients have decided on a villa, we will begin the booking process. We will take payment. We will provide you with rental agreements for signatures. We will secure the villa for your clients. At 4 months prior, if they are not traveling during the holidays, 6 months prior, if they are, we will assign to them a guest experience concierge, and we can begin the planning process. Now, we are happy to talk to your clients. We will keep you informed every step of the way if you want us to talk to your clients directly, or if you just want us to work directly with you, we will do that as well. From there, any future inquiries that you have, you now have a dedicated team at Rental Escapes. So the villa specialist that you work with and the concierge that you work with, they are now dedicated to you. So we want you working with a dedicated team. We don't want you to have to worry that every time you call in, you're going to be passed around to a different villa specialist. No, you now have a dedicated team. As a former travel advisor myself at one point in my career, I will tell you that we value our travel partners. We value you. We are providing always a tremendous level of support. We are partnering with our friends here at Travel Pro News to deliver these webinars, to deliver these educational series and take you around the world, not only into any villa destination, but the most popular destinations, those destinations that we know guests are booking and booking in high demand. We do provide a 10% commission guaranteed on every villa booking. We also do our webinars throughout the month, not only with Andy and the team, but I also do monthly webinars. So I would encourage you to visit the Rental Escapes website. Up in the header, there's a link that says Travel Advisors. If you click on that link, you can register for a free account. That will get you into my email database. I will invite you to fam trips when I do them throughout the year. I will invite you to webinars. Every Wednesday, I do Wednesdays with Willie, where I open up my calendar for 15-minute appointments. And I just provide you with a wealth of information. I also let you know when we're doing bonus commission opportunities. Again, as a reminder, we have the up to $2,500 Amazon gift card promotion going on right now. We do provide full commission protection on every villa booking. So in our system, you are our client. Your client is your client. You never have to worry that we are going to book your client direct and bypass you. You are a partner. We would not do that. In fact, if your client was to reach out to us directly for a future booking, your villa specialist is going to reach out to you, let you know that your client has been in contact. Would you like for us to facilitate the booking and book it under your IATA, CLIA number, or ARC number and issue a commission check? or would you like to reach out to your client directly? Whatever you let your villa specialist know is exactly what he or she will do. And then lastly, as I mentioned, we do have the Travel Advisor Rewards Program. Before I let you go, if you are interested in marketing our villas, if you are interested in an unbranded website where you can share villas with your clients, if you are interested in having an entire library of images and Instagram reels and digital brochures, if you email marketing@rentalescapes.com, again, marketing@rentalescapes.com, let my team know that you were on the webinar with me and Andy today, and you would like full access to the marketing toolkit. We will email you, either myself or a member of my marketing team will email you the marketing toolkit, which is going to provide you with everything that you need to market and promote the villas to your clients on the web and also on social media. If you would like to reach out to me, my email address is Willie, Willie, @rentalescapes.com. You can also follow me on Facebook. I am constantly posting throughout my travels. You can go to facebook.com/rentalescapeswillie, and you can follow me on there as well. Andy, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you so I can take some questions.
I got some good ones for you, and that was awesome. I have to tell you, man, couldn't even wait. I had to text my wife, she's upstairs holding our newborn baby, and I say, man, when this kid gets a little older and we stumble on the lottery, I think we need to book one of these because this looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
So Andy, I'll share this with you in the group. So I was down in the Turks in July, and last year I had the privilege of taking my kids to Alaska. And every year I ask them where they want to go on vacation. I have spent my life in the travel business, so I've traveled the globe. So I want to be able to take them to those destinations that they want to experience. So, Andy, as you and I, we talked about earlier, we homeschool our kids. So they hear me talking about all the different destinations. They hear me doing the webinars. They hear, so they wanted to go to the Turks and Caicos. But what was so funny is, they wanted to be on the beach and they wanted to have a butler. Don't you remember when we were kids and we were asking for butlers?
God, I remember going on a cruise as a kid and just being stoked that there was a buffet.
Right. But to see how my kids experienced the villa, to see how, we also stayed over at the Grace Bay Resort, and just to see how they just took in the Turks and Caicos and, spending the day walking the pot cakes, or spending a day on the boat, or spending the day with a gentleman who taught them how to make sand castles. It really is such a special place that when we were on the plane coming home, my daughter says to me, "Daddy, can we come back next year because I'm going to miss the island?" And I said, absolutely, we'll be back. So, the island is such an incredible place. But yeah, let's take some questions.
Looks like it. All right, I got a bunch. I got some great news for you, man. A vet is working with a group of Prince fans. She's going to need to give you a connection here because she thinks that estate might be the place for them to go. We got some great ones here. Also got someone.
Yvette, if you reach out to me directly, Willie@rentalescapes.com, I will help you with it. I will also put you in contact with a villa specialist who is an expert in the Turks. Aside from me, I'm not a villa specialist though, but I'm an expert. But if we're able to solidify this, I will also make a personal call to the owner of the property, let them know about this particular group, and we'll see what we can do at the property for them.
Sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Got a really great group of questions here. I think you might have to address some of these on their own because there were so many coming in, but I'm gonna do my best we can just hammer through them as quickly as we could. Let's see. Is there a min and max stays for some of these villas? A 4-night minimum, week minimum?
again, they're going to vary. These are established by the owners. We have some properties
Okay.
that will do a 3-night minimum, some that will do a 5, some that will do a 7. Is there a maximum? We've done an 18-month booking. So is there a maximum? Not really.
Fantastic. Good to know. Paula, she's going to give you a call this afternoon with a group of 9 to 10 adults. So expect that phone call from Paula. Let's see here. Is there a discount for seniors or military?
Currently, there is not. Again, all of these rates are established by the owners. So we go by what the owners let us know their rates are. Throughout the year, the owners will put specials and discounts. We have a section on our website that will showcase properties with anywhere from a 5 to a 30% discount right now. We even have some properties where if you book 6 nights, you get the 7th night free, or you book 5 nights, you get or you book 4 nights, you get the 5th night free. So all of that is available on the website, but I have not seen senior or military for as long as I've been in the villa industry.
Fantastic.
That's
That's
a
good
great question.
information. One question, I think this is if somebody wanted to rent a villa and say it sleeps 4 and only 2 people were going, that wouldn't be a problem, would it?
It would not be a problem at all. In fact, we get that a lot. They will book a 5-bedroom villa, but they'll only, they only need 3, but they wanted the 5-bedroom because it's right on the beach or right near a golf course or what have you. So no, that's not going to be a problem at all.
We got another possible booking here for you, Diane. She's got a corporate group, looking to go to the Turks, 28 bedrooms, double occupancy. Is that something that you might be able to help them out with a group of that size?
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, in fact, there's 3 villas that are just under construction. They're going to be finished right around Thanksgiving time. It's 3 7-bedroom properties. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're very identical to one another. On the compound, they've got like tennis courts and pickleball courts that just belong to these 3 villas. They're all on the beach. It's got a state-of-the-art gym in its own building. It's just fantastic. So we can book those 21 bedrooms there, and then just on the other side of them, we can book a couple more, probably one more house as well. So yeah, that's not a problem. Right on Grace Bay Beach.
Fantastic. Well, Diane, give Willie an email there. That sounds like there might be some synergy there.
And again,
Good one
my
here,
email
Lynn.
address, and Andy, real quick, again, my email address
Okay.
for everyone who's looking to reach out to me is Willie, WILLIE at rentalescapes.com. Again, Willie at rentalescapes.com.
Fantastic. Is food and drink extra?
Yes, so I want to apologize because I said I was going to cover it and I forgot to cover it. So food and drink is extra. And as a rule of thumb, here's what I like to say. Depending on the destination, and I'm going to go to the Turks because I was just there. Well, I was also in the DR, so I'll talk about both. Food is going to range anywhere from $65 to $125 per person per day for 3 meals. Okay. What's really going to determine that cost is primarily dinner. So if during dinner your clients are looking for basic cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, $65 to $95, depending on the destination, right? St. Bart's is going to be a little bit more. The Turks is going to be a little bit more. The Dominican Republic is going to be a little bit less. 95 to 125 if your clients are looking for more seafood, if they're looking for richer cuts of beef like fillets, sirloins, tomahawks, ribeyes, etc. When I was in the Turks, I had breakfast and lunch prepared at the villa that we were at was prepared by the butler. Before I was at the villa, I was over at Grace Bay Resorts, where I will tell you, I believe it's the best restaurant on the entire island. is Infinity. It's over at Grace Bay Resort. It's right on the beach. Another restaurant that I ate at when I was there was Vita over at Rock House, also as part of the Grace Bay family. But Infinity at Grace Bay Resort was unbelievable. But when I was at the villa, my food cost, where in the morning we had bacon, eggs, pancakes, fresh pastries, fresh juice. Lunch was for the most part burgers, sandwiches, fish sandwiches, tacos. And then I had the one night's dinner. My food bill was right around $80 per person. So now the Turks is a little bit, it's a little bit on the pricier side. Like a box of Cheerios was like $9.50. Where in the States it might be $3.50, $4, maybe $5, but in the Turks it was almost double. But we have all of the grocery lists, we have all the menus for the villas, and again, we arrange all of that with our guest experience team.
So there's no need to get off the plane and go straight to Walmart, is there?
Absolutely not. And one thing I highly recommend, listen, one of the things that I highly recommend is even if your clients are not staying in a staffed villa, you always want to have the villa pre-stocked with at least 2 days worth of food. A classic example as to why you want to do that. If we go back to a month or so ago when we had that airline outage and, clients were stuck at the airport, if your clients don't show up to the villa after a long travel day of delays and cancellations and so forth, and they don't get to the villa till 2 o'clock in the morning, when they wake up in the morning, to be able to go into the fridge and have juice and eggs and milk and cereal and bread and so forth, and just be able to eat something versus waking up and not having anything and then having to figure out, well, where's the nearest grocery store and so forth. I always recommend pre-stocking the villa with at least 2 days worth of food.
Okay, good to know. Got a couple questions here from Katrina. I know we're getting low on time. There's a few more. I think that these are all really pertinent questions. I'm gonna try to get through them. When booking for an ultra high profile client who would like to stay anonymous, is it possible to use a different name on the booking to stay anonymous if someone's looking to get out of the spotlight?
So here's what I can share. We work with a lot of very high profile guests. Many of those guests do require NDAs to be signed, not only by us as an organization, but also by villa owners and villa staff. Even some of the experience companies that we work with, whether it's the private jets or the jet ski companies, if they need to sign NDAs, they sign them as well. We do everything in our power to keep their information as confidential as possible. Okay.
And then the follow-up question here: if a client wanted to bring their own personal staff, is that allowed?
So we will get permission from the owner. I will tell you, it does happen more often than not, where we will have high-profile guests who want to bring their chefs into a villa where there is already a chef. We just have to communicate that to the villa owner to let them know that for that week or that period of time, we're not going to need their chef because the guest is bringing their own. Some owners will say that's fine. Some owners will say that's fine, but my chef needs to stay in the kitchen just to make sure that nothing is damaged in the kitchen. But again, we will communicate that with the owner.
Okay. And then last question here from Katrina: are clients allowed to bring protection or working dogs with them, obviously at their own expense? I'm sure that'd be probably up to the villa's owners as well, correct?
Yep. So again, as long as we are notified upfront that they are looking to bring a service animal with them, we will communicate that with the owner. And the owner, oftentimes will say, okay. Sometimes they may ask for just a small pet deposit. Some owners will allow pets even if they're not service animals. But again, we need to know upfront so we can communicate it with the owner, or if we're looking at properties in our system, if we know that that villa owner has a no pet policy, then we know not to even check with the owner for availability and so forth.
Okay. Last question I'm going to touch on here. Are there any additional local fees or resort fees that might be added to a booking?
Depending on the destination, and sometimes even depending on the villa, but you wouldn't know this up front, so you could share with your clients. There might be an electricity fee or an overage of electricity fee. So the villa may come with, I don't know, let's say it's 500 watts of electricity or something, because that's what they know to be the average for the 7 days. But anything above the 500 watts, the guest would be charged. I've seen that happen before. But again, the Rental Escapes website will detail if there's any additional fees that would be included in destination.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, we do our best to collect everything up front.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense. I mean, I'm sure there's, especially dealing with a vacation of this caliber, I'm sure there's you guys know what you're doing now. Well, Willie, we got some giveaways here. Willie and his team has been just gracious to donate a gift card here, and we actually provide one for ourselves. So we're going to be giving away 3 gift cards today to Amazon, and we're going to ask one question, and I'm going to select 3 winners. That's going to be communicated to Willie for his gift cards, and I'm going to send you one for me too here in a little bit. So for those of you who are paying attention, and I know a lot of you were looking at all these great questions you sent in, what villa in the Turks and Caicos does Willie say has the best chef? What villa in the Turks and Caicos does Willie say has the best chef? Let's see some answers pouring through here. Make sure those answers in and we'll get those figured out. There we go. We've got one winner. We got 2 winners.
Wow, that is amazing.
That's really great. Yeah, we're getting some great answers here. A lot of people paid attention to this, so absolutely awesome.
All right.
We've got everything.
So Andy, hold on one second. So for my gift card, I'm gonna double it. I'm feeling generous today. So I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna double it to the first person who got the name of the villa correct, who can tell me what is the dish that Juita makes that I eat every day while at the villa. If they can get it right, I will double the gift card.
Very good stuff here, man. A lot of people getting that right. I knew what it was, but I know I can't win, unfortunately.
And Andy, I'm sorry, I don't get to see the chat, so you're seeing all the answers.
I am seeing all the chats. I'm seeing all the answers, man. A lot of people are saying that mango salad. We got some coconut
mango
shrimp.
salad.
Man, I'm hungry. I got to go start my smoker up to start making dinner pretty soon. So I'm real hungry now.
It is that mango salad. So Andy, let me know who is the winner of that $100 gift card.
You consider it done, Willie. And first and foremost, thank you for the time and the wonderful presentation, man. Just a real motivator to get out there and let these agents make some money with your great products. And again, thank you all for attending today. It's been my pleasure to host and manage this. We thank Willie and Rental Escapes for being one of our valued clients. And this will be available on our YouTube channel in the next hour or so. And again, thank you all for the time. Willie, I hope you have the best day, my friend.
You as well, Andy. Thank you very much for everything. And again, to all the advisors, thank you so much for the privilege of your time today. I hope you learned a lot about the Turks and Caicos, and stay tuned to Travel Pro News to where I'm going to take you next with Andy.
Sounds great. Thank you, Willie. Everyone have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.